great tournaments, which we are going to also be talking about after we talk about the fact that when this is done, you could also see all these matches being replayed on VGTV Ultimate, and check them out every single week. But we don't get to talk about those weekends just yet because we're going right into losers finals.
Got to keep this train rolling. And going along as the final match of the losers end of this bracket gets played out. Tilde versus Chris. Two of the brightest stars to come out of online play, and they've come so far. This would be an excellent tournament to put under their belt in order to prove a lot of their efforts, not just online, but here offline as well.
100%. I mean, just the W's today. Like, Ling, we talked about it before. Ling eats Nesses. Like, it's very hard to beat that matchup time and time again. But PkChris, this would be a very huge notch to get on his belt. But the consistency of Tilde is not one that you could just freely think you're going to get by the way that he's been playing of late, especially trying to read a bunch of air dodge reads the way he has done, just like he attempted to do there.
Like, going to fight Mystery over in Grand Finals is going to be something very important for both of these players. For one, Tilde's going to want his revenge against E, the only player to really put a dent in his flawless record tonight. Meanwhile, Chris, he's got that opportunity to win big, and he's beaten E time and time before. Tonight could be another night for him to do it, but yeah, you still got to clobber through each other first.
I got to say, one of the biggest things that you got to watch out if you're Chris here is that there's been a lot of very committal, laggy options that have been trying to chase Falco and disadvantage. That PK Thunder led to the dare, and then that attempt at the up smash also led to a punish, but PkChris finally finds the mark off stage with that forward air.
It's that gutsy play that even though he burns his hand on the stove, whenever he does extend too far, he finds those little bits and pieces where he can adjust and then get away with it another time.
Yeah, you know, definitely the parenting skills. Great mother for Ness, of course, taught him all this stuff. But, you know, as we continue this set here, we're going to be talking about, I'm so sorry for all the Earthbound fans, but, you know, right now,
bro.
You know, one of the things that we're seeing out of PkChris here is a much better adaptation in terms of controlling disadvantage. He's starting to navigate around the platforms and baited out that up smash attempt right there, too. Almost getting a backer, but unfortunately gets caught by the side B.
Like, Tilde has been doing a really good job of making sure not to press too forward into Chris's burst range and make sure that he just responds to where Chris is moving around. You can have all of that air control. Tilde will give it to you on a silver platter because he's looking to find his kill once you're done pressing buttons in the air.
He's so ready for it every single time. Oh, if that platform was still there and he got the drag down, that would have been bad. But you know what also is bad? Jumping directly in front of Tilde just like that. Luckily for PkChris did not get hit by the down air, but Tilde definitely looking primed to take this game one.
You know, this extremely bold play from Chris is proving to be somewhat effective, but not enough, because Tilde is finding the mark on so many stray hits and so many combos. Flying low below the stage, also a pretty dangerous call, as Tilde testing the waters to find that timing where he can find those 2 frames.
Excellent option coverage here from Tilde, repeatedly putting out the forward air, the nair, just covering any jumps. That reflector as well, trying to like smack out a jump and force PkChris to go low. Tilde is just playing on point until he got grabbed.
Such as Ness.
Such as Ness. If there are 2 things that are, some things are eternal in this game, and also Falco grabs as well. That is going to be Tilde taking it with a taquito murder face going on right there. Is this Street Fighter?
This man came to win.
Man want his money, like you said. I mean, he's a little bit aggravated about that that happened to him earlier, and you know, he definitely wants his run back. But I gotta say, I think that PkChris has a pretty solid possibility of running it back here, because even though he did lose that game 1, you saw a lot of changes to his playstyle where he was getting beat. He changed up the approaches to trying to chase him while he landed, and he chased a little less aggressively off stage, which did allow a lot of reversals from Tilde.
The fact that this set is in a best-of-5, I think, is actually a huge factor in favor of Chris, because it gives him a lot of that opportunity to adjust. It gives him a lot of opportunity to learn a lot of Tilde's habits and adapt. And the same can be said for Tilde, but right now I feel like if Chris finds those opportunities where he could just sort of linger back and then press forward, this is going to have a very different note ahead of us.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing a very normal note from Tilde. Always started things off with pretty much like a 60 to 8%, sometimes just a 0 to death. Started things off hot, but trying to look for the hardest spot dodge read is PkChris. Tilde not having any bit to do with that, though.
You know, it looks silly because it whiffed, but if he got it, though...
Yeah, you look like a genius if it hits.
Yo, if he got it!
But if you saw that read, nah, you look kind of stupid. But as we're seeing here, up tilt is going to find a mark, but the back air is not just yet. It's getting a little bit out of range to find the KO. I lied.
Yeah, no, ever so slightly spaced imperfectly.
Sometimes people just lie to you, and that was me this time. But
he just needed to find the mark. The timing was just really good, and that was an excellent read from Chris.
Yeah,
another one of those, and we've got an even stock count.
100%. Like, Chris has been doing a good job of trying to go for option coverage, but that time, unfortunately, it wasn't the back air. If that was the back air, that was it. But just misses out on the F tilt 2 and tries to go for an up smash, trying to punish directly in front of him. That is not nearly as fast as the Dolphin Slash, my friend. Goes, wow, Tilde is absolutely cracked. This man literally got the punish, chasing him off stage. This might just end in a stock here.
No, that platform says otherwise.
Sometimes the game just says no. All right, so PkChris gets to avoid it.
Chris saw the bus schedule ahead of time. He knew where he had to go.
Oh, that was a really good job holding down there on up B to get that hitbox through, because if he didn't, that was definitely meeting right with the yo-yo.
Sharking with those up airs proving to be so good for Tilde, although that whiffed grab, is that going to give Chris the opportunity to tie things up?
My goodness, and then PkChris just literally can't catch a break. He's been trying to find any KOs off the side. He unfortunately has been going just coast to coast, but even with Town and City, it's not been enough just yet. Like, I wouldn't be surprised here if he finds the kill, you know?
Yeah, dash attack going to eventually find it, although that's a lot of percentage that's been built up. I love it. The fact that you're drifting outwards and then immediately going for the reverse reflector, where it starts right on top of Falco. So you are reflecting that PK Fire Plume. You don't have to worry about it hitting Ness and then screwing up your punish. Like, you got that.
One of the few that can get away with that situation right there, because most are just taking that punish for free. But speaking of free punishes, that forward is going to catch PkChris, trying to get a little bit too quick off that platform. And honestly, anybody's scared in that situation. But remember what I said earlier about that very laggy committal options, that PK Thunder trying to catch a landing? He has once again caught another downer. He's got to be careful with those.
Like, committing to these long-standing buttons as Ness usually pays quick dividends for Chris. But here you're playing against an opponent who is very aware of that risk-reward behind your buttons and is just not looking to interact. He's waiting for the aftermath of you pressing all those buttons and then just climbing forward.
Yeah, great parry right there to grab the get that grab, but he is still looking at a full stock deficit, which could be deleted very soon. That is a couple lasers coming out. You already see Tilde tried to go for an edge guard, but once again, like, the best friend of PkChris all night apparently is these Town and City platforms.
Yeah, that's I'm juking out Tilde, thinking that he was going to go for the plats and then just dipping low. Like, just really good judgment calls from Chris when it comes to the stage.
You know what? I don't disagree with that whatsoever. You're a stock up and you see PkChris throwing out a lot of back airs trying to call out a jump on you. What do? Start doing the same thing, because if you happen to catch a trade, that's a stock.
Like, the level of focus that Tilde has right now is so impressive. My man's absolutely plugged in for this. He just doesn't want to be bothered with all of Chris's shenanigans. He sees Chris clipping people left and right. He sees these heavy call-outs. He knows what he's up against, and he doesn't care.
Falco just simplifies a lot of what someone like Ness wants. Ness wants to jump in at you a lot, and very similar to that of like a Palu, you throw out those up tilts and you throw out music that doesn't match the tone of how the set has been so far. But this is why people who pick music before the match are fantastic. But we're going to have a much more passive game here as we go into game number 3 on Small Battlefield.
A very interesting stage choice, to be sure. Typically, Battlefield's layout benefits Chris really well when it comes to the triplats, where he's able to shark it out really effectively, combo across it, mix up his recoveries from above. Below, however, where Small Battlefield is the same, I think this is going to help immensely with Chris.
Especially if he would have caught him right there with that attempt at trying to get him to go high as a free read, and then he punishes with PK Thunder too. Right now, though, luckily with these platforms and where he's positioned, he's not going to get punished the same way he did on that flat stage before when the platforms are gone.
That was phenomenal mash from Tilde. He did not want to see where that throw was sending him.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It's like, I do not want to be in the brace of these arms, because that's exactly why you don't want to be. That is the first stock going to PkChris, and pretty much it's gone.
Yeah, there's no lead here, but the fact that Chris managed to take that first stock and do so in pretty confident fashion, I think speaks volumes about how well the stage is going to work out for Chris moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be detrimental to his success. He needs to get that confidence. He needs to not get tripped up by the F-tilt like that, because Tilde is going to try and chase him down. But so far, it's looking pretty good at the start of this stock, because the damage usually has been pretty massive the moment Tilde gets an opening. Ooh!
No down air. It's too big of a call out. He has to rely on those faster buttons. Those faster options are vital to being able to stop the Falco pressure.
Oh my goodness, and then speaking of that pressure, Tilde not even waiting for the jump, just immediately chasing after him the whole time. It's like, you know what, you don't want to give it up? Fine, I'm going to keep hitting you for it.
I mean, the Fairs and Bears have been working out from Tilde. There's no reason for him to not just fish for the counter hit.
Yeah, every single time, and that way you get a free potential edge guard. You force Ness to go low. You could possibly spike that with that downer. Not even necessary, though. We see the back air coming through. We see the hair getting flicked back from PkChris. This is looking like it could be elimination if PkChris does not find the answers.
He has to make such heavy adjustments in such a short period of time, where Tilde looks so comfortable fighting the likes of Chris. Chris seems like he's just been feeling his way through the dark throughout this entire set.
They're definitely feeling himself for sure, 100%. Tilde is just looking very confident, just staring him down. There's no reason to heavily approach with this. You do have a borrowed time stock, so it's okay to kind of push sometimes. But when you're up like this, you force Ness to come to you. That way you can get free hits, especially off that anti-air up tilt.
Fishing around for the hit, it's going to be the landing forward air hit that manages to give Tilde control once again.
Oh, here we go.
Look at that so bad.
Yeah, he definitely wants to end it. I mean, especially because you got to stock up. You could definitely be willing to go pretty deep off stage for that. And you're at 122, so you already know a throw or a trade is going to go in favor. Nair that time, though, not enough out of shield to get the kill.
Ooh, just going to pop directly upwards like that. Interesting DI from Tilde.
There we go, though. That is the back air out of shield from PkChris. It does give him a little bit of a chance here, but that nair out of shield, definitely trying to mess with that. Tries to find the down smash at the ledge, possibly a little bit too early on the trigger.
You know, Chris is just too confident with how well he can stall off stage. No matter how well Tilde thinks he has the timing down for that, he don't got those.
What? What? I'm sorry. You know that replay feature that lets you know when somebody made a very wrong call? Can we use that again? Can we just go ahead and point out where Frank said he will not hit this down smash? Because
I quote,
I must say, you know, I definitely had a birthday recently. I'm going up there in 8, but I'm fairly certain my eyesight's not gone just yet. So please, let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and look at that real quick. Frank, I would like you to describe to me what happens here on this last stock with very excessive detail to the chat, please.
He's got those.
I'm sorry. Let's take a real close-up, frame-by-frame look here. What?
It was at this moment I realized Tilde's got those.
Down smash is gonna take it. Hands off my what? All right, so here we go into grand finals coming up next. But before we get to go into grand finals, we're going to finish off those ads we were trying to talk about before. We want to make sure everybody knows the support that is going on with this tournament here. We're moving into grand finals in a moment, but it would not be done without everybody behind the scenes.
Indeed, indeed. We've got plenty that we're looking forward to. We tried showing this before.